All right, happy Monday, everyone. Crypto market up there. Let's get straight into it. So, Bitcoin. Let's have a look. Are we still bearish? I don't think we are. Actually, technically we are. So this is our hourly high, which we've SFP'd, and we have currently SFP'd this the new hourly high as well. So thus far, we are still very much so bearish on the hourly, but we have grabbed this extreme liquidity, which makes me think that we might potentially start reversing, potentially. But yeah, like as of now, no confirmations just yet. As I've said, ideally, in the ideal situation, it would have been nice for us to. Someone calling me? No. In the ideal situation, it would have been nice for us to, which can still happen, to come up, mitigate this supply, grab this extreme liquidity, and then dump. Just because it hasn't happened yet doesn't mean it won't necessarily. But as of now, what I'm seeing here is we're still very much bullish on the 4-hour. With our 4-hour low being quite low, and then we are for now bearish on the hourly. But if we can close above this wick, then we can deem this as we're now officially bullish on the hourly. But we got to close above this. Got to close above this market structure high on the hourly. Market structure high, 1 hour, perfect. So yeah, until we close above this high, we're officially still bearish on the hourly. So we can't expect to go lower. Every single demand POI that we have created, we have respected. So that's, in terms of us pushing higher, we could potentially go higher, creating higher highs and higher lows. So expectational order flow is this. But yeah, let's see if we can close above this 1 hour high, then I can sort of expect us to potentially go higher and even push through this supply. But if we keep failing, like right now, this is indicating weakness. This is signs of weakness. The fact that we're failing to break this high again and again and again. This showcases me signs of weakness, and even locally speaking, we're creating somewhat of liquidity. Like at least from this local move up, there's some okay looking liquidity, which can obviously get swept. So yeah, so right now I wouldn't say we're kind of in like a neutral context. We're in a confirmed distribution, but we are moving high, but we're failing to just break that high. So you can still look out for shorts. If you have clean distribution models, take them, but be mindful of us potentially breaking this hourly high. And the second we break this hourly high, then expect a rotation pretty much up to the 4-hour, not the 4-hour, sorry, to the daily high, which is here. Because yeah, the 4 hours are bullish, so we don't need a rotation to the 4-hour high. There's no 4-hour high, it's this daily high. So the second we break the 1 hour market structure high, expect us to quite quickly move up to the daily high and then maybe reject from the daily high or break the daily high. If we break the daily high and then we transition to bullish, then a different story. That's when we can start looking for accumulation models. Technically, you can even start looking for potential accumulation models upon breaking this hourly high. But for now, we are still bearish, so we can still look for distribution models, and we are leaving behind some okay sell side liquidity. Looking at USDT dominance. similar story to an extent. Nothing has changed. This is our hourly low, and we are still bullish on the hour. Still bullish on the hour, still bearish on the 4. Still bearish on the daily, and then bullish on the weekly. Yeah, that was the daily high there. They got the daily low. They got broken there. But yeah, right now USDT dominance is, for now, bullish. Bitcoin for now is bearish. So you can trade alts for distributions, meaning that we are expecting them to be bearish for now. ETH is still in this ranging environment. It's kind of just formed a range, so a lot more time to go there. You can sort of expect move up, mitigate supply. The way this range is situated right now is perfect for a distribution model, but obviously it just needs a lot more time because we are on the hourly time frame at the moment. So I'm going to leave the ETH as is. Not interested in anything. Now I have taken this XMR short. Clean Model 1. Took this last night. Yeah, right here, clean Model 1 entry. So my thought process here was I entered on the 15 minutes low, as you can see here, right there. And at the time of entry, we had this supply block here, which got mitigated. And then we had this supply block here as well, which got mitigated. And at the time, obviously when I entered, I put my stop loss here. But then the second I saw us come up to mitigate this supply, then that is when I trailed my stop loss here, because there's no more reason for price to go higher than this. If price goes higher than this stop loss, then I expect it to go all the way up and sweep all these highs here. This very local liquidity that's just chilling here. I'm not putting it above this supply here because the supply has already been mitigated, and then this supply has already been mitigated. So there's no more reason from a context perspective for price to go higher than this and not sweep these highs. Like, I don't see price doing this and then just stopping here. If it's going to go all the way, if it's going to go this high, it would sweep all this and therefore obviously take out whatever stop loss would have been here, which is why I have minimized my risk as soon as I saw this supply mitigation. And now I have pulled my stop loss here, and in fact I could probably even get away with pulling it here just because everything else has already been mitigated. So yeah, that is my current XMR short I'm in. What I did not like is that we created demand moving back up to mitigate this supply, as we can see, and right now we are respecting demand quite nicely. Yeah, we're respecting demand very nicely, but I am going to stick to the plan and just let this play out. And yeah, that is my XMR short, which I am currently in. And yeah, I've got my alerts here. Don't need an alert on this anymore. Okay, Pepe. So with Pepe, I did get stopped out, as you would have, if you watched yesterday's video, you would have noticed. I took an entry which was semi-sketchy. Why do I say it's semi-sketchy? Because it was just, for the range, it was a bit too low time frame, and I had this well, I had this low initially. What was it? Let's get I think it was a 10-minute. Yeah, so initially I had this 10-minute low, which would have been the perfect low to take because there was also demand here. Obviously, given it was the weekend, then I saw this demand as manipulation, as it was the weekend, like 6 o'clock on a Sunday. That's quite a manipulative move, which is why I kind of overlooked it. But regardless, had I have waited for the 10-minute break of structure and obviously minimize my risk to reward to a still an okay 2.77, but it would have at least given me more confidence. I would have never entered, and I would have avoided the loss altogether if I said to myself, oh, I'm going to enter on that, because initially that was my plan. I saw how price was moving, and I was like, yeah, this is becoming a slightly higher time frame range, I feel like, and it's obviously extended, and it's obviously grabbed extreme liquidity to the downside. So I sort of said to myself, like, you know what, taking a 2-minute break is a little sketchy. Like, price is so much opportunity to go higher. And then I was looking at this 10-minute break for a while, and I was like, you know what, this is a very safe break, because even if, let's say, this is demand and it's not manipulation, the price actually created demand here. The second we break this to bearish, then there's just really nothing else holding. There's nothing else holding price up. The only thing that would potentially hold price up is this demand here. So yeah, that was my thought process, to initially take the 10-minute break, which I never did. And then, as you can see, what happened is exactly what I sort of anticipated to happen. Taking a very low 2-minute break and then being very susceptible to getting immediately stopped out after, which is what happened. So obviously, had I have waited for a 10-minute break, I would have gone to bed without taking an entry here and avoiding a loss, because price never broke 10-minute structure. So, and to this point, it hasn't even SFP'd, it just didn't get low. So yeah, very, very important, guys, when, like, back yourself essentially. I didn't back myself here. I was like, you know what, instead of playing it safe, I backed myself from a more riskier point of view, but I should have waited, just trusted that, you know, play it safe, and yeah, I would have avoided a loss. So yeah, that's my Pepe loss recap. Wait for the cleaner market structure to break. Don't go off a sketchy 2-minute break on such a high time frame model. Because yeah, you see right here, the second we would have broken this, there is absolutely nothing holding price from going back up. So yeah, this is my Pepe loss. As a matter of fact, I'm going to slightly alter my graphic here. Okay, perfect. Given Pepe is kind of doing what it is doing, I would much rather focus on this new potential range, which is being created. So we'll see what happens here. All right, let's keep the ball rolling. XLM. Yeah, so kind of the way I see the second XMR sort of, man, even that liquidity over there, The second XMR goes past this demand, there is nothing holding it. It will. I honestly expect a clean flush down. But like, yeah, even this demand created. It did get created Monday, so you can not necessarily see this as manipulation. Yeah. Oh. Yeah, created in after hours. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I am still in for now. Let's move to XLM. This has been completely invalidated. But nevertheless, this might be a new range. So we will see. Pump fun is pumping. There you go. Look at that. Compressed. Boom. Straight away. Ran through supply as well, which is interesting. Very interesting. But yeah, we'll see what Pump Fun does now, given how much we've expanded. So we will leave that as is. This WIF range has become way too extended for my liking. Not really interested in it anymore. If this does become a new range, then we'll see. But for now, not really. Anything of interest? Link. Okay. Link's actually doing all right. Model 1 is preferred, but not a necessity. We'll see how we react upon sweeping this pardon me, this extreme liquidity. We will see. Well, you know what? We can move Link to our second virtual. Not a whole lot from virtual at the moment. It is a confirmed model 2. We'll see if we can get that extended fourth tap off this supply here. Not necessarily given, but not a whole lot to do at the moment for virtual. Sol we are looking to accumulate here, but I feel like we're gonna not get that, which is a-okay. So yeah, this is the mindset you gotta have, guys. You gotta have a mindset of let it happen. If we get the confirmations, we get the confirmations. If we don't, we don't. Like, you cannot control the market. Don't try and, if you look at a chart for long, that doesn't mean that it's gonna play out. Just let it be. Just set your alerts, know what you have to do, and just, if you get the tick, go for it. If there's no tick, then don't go for it. Don't try and force it. Keep it very simple. Okay, Quant is potentially accumulating here. I don't mind this. Still needs a bit more time, but yeah, we'll see what happens. You know, we can slowly move Quant up. I don't mind. I like how this is moving. And before I jump to Aave, we've even got some extreme liquidity here. Okay. So this confirmed model looks like it's going to hit its TP at some point. On Aave, not a whole lot to do. XRP, nothing of interest at the moment. Maybe here we create a range. We'll obviously set our alerts and let's see what happens. Not a lot on Cake. Not a lot on Bitcoin Cash. That looks awful. Hype, not interested in the price action at the moment. So he's grabbed this extreme liquidity. Honestly, on Sui, you could potentially get a Wyckoff within Wyckoff. That is the extreme liquidity. We'll see what happens. Return to zone looks decent. So yeah, Sui actually looks okay. Looks fairly decent. Here's our return to zone, which we can draw on. Boom. All right, let's see how Sui goes. Move this towards the top. Filecoin potentially a distribution. Needs a bit more time. We have grabbed all this liquidity. So to an extent. Very ever so slightly. And now we have this as liquidity to grab. So we'll see if we grab it. Doge is not of interest to me at the moment. Neither is really Litecoin. Unless we've deviated a tap there. No, we haven't really. Great, like you got like quadruple lows at the bottom, but this is not equal highs are not a deviation, so this is technically just one tap. Look, I'll put my alerts just to see if we deviate it. It's not really a clean looking model for now. And then we have BNB, which looks okay. Not the worst, not the best. We can give it some more time. Render has sweeped extreme liquidity, but it's just not the cleanest range. Yeah, and it is a little too low time frame for my liking. And it has left behind some extreme liquidity, some buy side liquidity up here. So yeah, this is kind of like one of those 50-50s because it's sort of compressing ever so slightly. You've got a compression here. Yeah, I would not be trading this whatsoever. And then you've got a compression here. Not that clean. Not that clean at all. Yeah, I'm just not interested in render. Tau isn't doing a whole lot that I like. Yeah, that's honestly for crypto. So to summarize, guys, keep a close eye on this 1 hour close. Keep a close eye out on it. But for now, we can expect lower. We've also left behind some nice sell side, so perfect opportunity for market makers to push price down. We've kind of grabbed everything there was to grab up here. We don't need to mitigate supply, as I've said. So yeah, let's see what happens. But for now, all I'm monitoring is my XMR setup. And then yeah, currently potential distributions on Link. We'll see what happens upon that extreme liquidity sweep, as well as potential accumulation on Quant. And then we're looking for a Wyckoff within Wyckoff here on Sui, and then Farcoin and Pepe, or just Farcoin, sorry, Farcoin potentially creating a distribution as well. That is it for crypto for today, guys. Thank you all for listening, for viewing. Subscribe if you've made it this far, and keep an eye out for my Forex update later on in the afternoon. All right, Oos.